Hello, Karen here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope that you enjoy today's video. We're going to be doing some more listening practice today. We're going to be listening to a man, and he's the captain of a sports team. They just played a match, and he's talking to the crowd at the stadium where they just played. Today's video is quite a challenging one. He talks quite fast and he doesn't speak all that clearly. I'll play the file 4 times as per usual, twice at the normal speed and then another 2 times at a slightly slower speed. And I have one question for you today. What is he happy about? And then after you listen to him, we can then study some of the words and phrases that he says today. Okay, let's listen to him.
We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week. We had to get our discipline under check and, it paid off. We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week. We had to get our discipline under check and, it paid off. We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week. We had to get our discipline under check and, it paid off. We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week. We had to get our discipline under check and, it paid off.
We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week, and we had to get our discipline under check, and, it paid off. Now let's study some of the things that he said today. His second sentence was, we're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead.
We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead.
To go ahead. This phrasal verb, like a lot of phrasal verbs, this phrasal verb has a few different meanings. If you're talking about something going ahead, it means that it's going to happen or that it's going to be done. A project at work, for example, could go ahead if senior management says, yes, you can do this project. Or it might not go ahead if senior management says no. So it will depend on what senior management says. Or the government might say that high school exams will still go ahead despite the recent increase in coronavirus cases in the city. Here, he said, we're pleased that these games could go ahead. So they're happy that these games could be played, that these games could happen.
We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead.
The first part of his next sentence was, there's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people.
There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people.
To put in. This phrasal verb has a lot of different meanings. Here, it means to spend a lot of time or effort, or both, doing something. And because we're talking about a lot of time or effort, we're usually talking about work. You might put in a lot of time learning English, for example, or maybe not. Do you spend a lot of time and energy learning English, or don't you? And if not, why not? Or you might be putting in extra hours at work at the moment because senior management has said that a project can now go ahead. So you're doing more hours at work at the moment because of this new project.
There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people.
And the second part of that sentence was, so we're stoked to be able to play.
So we're stoked to be able to play.
To be stoked. This is very informal and it just means that you're happy or excited about something. So you can use it when you're happy or excited about anything. I'm really stoked to be going on holidays next week. I'm so stoked that I got 95% for that assignment because it was really hard. That was my attempt at being a teenager. To be a teenager again. But like I said, this is very informal. So don't use this in a business meeting or if you're having a serious conversation with someone. We're so stoked to have reached our profit target this year. Yes, you can say this, but it sounds very casual. So like I've said in recent videos, it depends on who you're talking to. If your company is more relaxed, then yeah, go for it. Say this. But if your company is more serious, then I would say something more like, I'm very pleased to announce, or I'm very pleased to report that we have reached our profit target this year. Just remember who you're talking to.
So we're stoked to be able to play.
So that's the answer to my question today. What is he happy about? That these games could be played, that they were able to play these games.
We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play.
The first part of his next sentence was, we weren't up to scratch there last week.
We weren't up to scratch there last week.
Up to scratch. This is an idiom and it means to be good enough to be at a certain level. So you have a certain level here, and if you're up to scratch, then you're good enough to be at that level. This is actually used a lot to say that something is not good enough. So something is not up to scratch, which is exactly what he says here. For example, say your teacher gave you 40% for your essay, and he said that it just wasn't up to scratch. So there's a certain level that he says is an okay essay, but your essay wasn't even at that level. Your essay was at this level. So your essay wasn't up to scratch. Your boss could also say the same thing to you at work. She expects your work to be at this level, but your work is really only at this level. So she could say to you that your work is not up to scratch, so you probably won't get a performance bonus this year. I talked about bonuses and pay in general in this video if you want to learn some more about this. Here he said we weren't up to scratch there last week. So he's talking about his team. He's the captain of a sports team, remember? So he expects his team to play at a certain level, but they didn't play at that level, so they weren't up to scratch last week.
We weren't up to scratch there last week.
And then he said, we had to get our discipline under check.
We had to get our discipline under check.
Firstly, discipline. This can be used as a noun or as a verb, and it generally means to control what people do. And usually you have rules to control the situation. For example, parents have to teach discipline to their kids because kids don't always know what they can and can't do. Or maybe you don't have enough self-discipline to study English every day, even though you want to. Do you have enough self-discipline to study English every day?
We had to get our discipline under check.
Now, under check, he actually joined two idioms here, under control and in check. And these two idioms basically mean the same thing. To manage something or to control something because something bad might happen if you don't. And this is one of the things that I wanted to show you in today's video. Native English speakers don't always get things right. Idioms, grammar, spelling, but we still understand what they're saying. And I'm sure that it's the same in your language. So don't worry too much if your grammar or your spelling isn't perfect. The most important thing is that you're communicating and that other people understand what you're saying. And you can just continue to work on your grammar or your spelling over time. Here, he was talking about getting their discipline under control or in check. Last week, they weren't up to scratch, so they probably didn't play as well as they wanted to. So this week, they wanted to get their discipline under control or in check. They wanted to better manage themselves this week. Maybe they weren't playing well as a team last week. They weren't listening to each other. They weren't catching the ball well. So whatever problems they didn't control last week, they wanted to do a better job of managing it this week. So they had to get their discipline under control or in check.
We had to get our discipline under check.
And the last thing that he said was, it paid off.
It paid off.
To pay off. This phrasal verb, again, has a few different meanings. Here, it means that something was successful and it brought them something that they wanted. For example, say that you've been studying really, really hard all year, and then you managed to get into the university that you wanted to go to. So then you can say that all your hard work paid off. You got what you wanted. You got into the university that you wanted to go to. Congratulations! Here, what was it that paid off? Keeping their discipline in check. So they controlled themselves. Whatever problems they had last week, they managed to control it this week. And because they did this, they got what they wanted. He didn't say if they won the game or not, but they probably did, since that's usually what you want when you're playing a game.
And, it paid off.
Let's listen to him one more time at the normal speed and see how much more you can pick up this time around.
We absolutely love playing up here in front of the crowd. We're just so pleased that, these games could go ahead. There's been a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people, so we're stoked to be able to play. We weren't up to scratch there last week. We had to get our discipline under check and, it paid off.
That was a challenging video. We talked about a lot of different phrasal verbs and idioms today. So please give this video a thumbs up if you learned a few new things in today's video. Thank you for watching today. Keep practicing, stay safe out there, and I shall see you next time. Bye! So that's the answer to my question today. What is he happy about? I don't think I'm going to be able to record today. If it's going to sound like this. No way. Am I going to even bother? Oh no, I don't think I can. Not if it's going to sound like this, right? I thought all the Renos were finished, seriously. They're back in full force today.